Hello, everyone. So, how many people text and drive? I know I'm guilty of it. I'm sure most of us are guilty of it. At least one time, we've all have used our phone, texting, emailing, talking on it, and driving at the same time. Well, what I want to talk to you about today is the dangers of texting and driving and how important it is to keep your eyes on the road. According to the National Highway Transportation and Safety Administration, the biggest cause of automobile accidents is distracted drivers or people using their cell phones. Um, just in case you don't know what distracted driving is, a distraction is when a driver voluntarily diverts his attention to something not related to driving, which could be using your cell phone, eating, drinking, talking to your passenger, playing with your kids in the back seat, all different types of things. And again, I believe that there's not one person in here who has a driver's license who is not guilty of doing one of those things behind the wheel. According to distraction.gov, which is a U.S. government website for distracted drivers, there are actually three types of distracted driving, believe it or not. They are manual, which is, touching things, visual, looking around for things, and cognitive, which is using your brain to focus on other things outside of driving. And because texting and driving uses all of those, it is by far the most alarming distraction of all. Most texters don't realize that the fact that if they are giving their phone attention, then they're not giving attention to the road. So what you find yourself doing is you're trying to slow down so you're not too close to the car in front of you, just in case they stop. You have a little room to stop. You're not doing more than what you should be. You're not speeding. You find yourself doing other things to try to accommodate the fact that you're not giving the road your full attention. But we have to realize that when you are giving your phone attention and not giving your road attention, it's very dangerous. Texting slows down your reaction time to things, just like if you were drinking and driving, because you don't have time to react if you're looking at your phone and you look up and you're too close to a car, something's running across the road. It is just a very, very big distraction, and it is very dangerous. The Government Highway Safety Association, the Governor's Highway Safety Association, which is basically association for all the governors of all the states in the all the states, including Puerto Rico and Guam. There was a study done, and they found that drivers' eyes on the road also it also affects speed and lane position, which goes back to it's like reaction, because you're trying to look at your phone. You can't drive straight. Nobody can. If you can, that's really good, but it's just really not a good thing to do. Texting and driving is very dangerous. They did find that for 2011, a study was done by the National Highway Transportation Association in HTSA that showed that more people are using their phones behind the wheel, whether it's talking on the phone or texting, and it went up by 1.3% from 2010 to 2011. So just think, if there's 11 million people on the road, which we know there's far more than that. Say there's 20 million people on the road. 1% of 20 million is what? 200,000, 2,000, 20,000? That's a lot of people. So you just have to be very mindful of what you're doing and how dangerous it can be. Young drivers, of course, are the ones who are very good about texting and driving and doing other things, being distracted behind the wheel. What we have to realize is that this can kill people. It not only can hurt you, it can hurt your family. It is a very, very dangerous thing. We have to pay attention to the road at all times. It can wait. regardless of what you're doing, the text message that you're getting, it can wait. You can download an app that will allow you to get your text messages when they come in. They're read to you through your phone. If you're using your Bluetooth device, that way you're not using your hands and distracting yourself from the road, distracting your eyes from the road. So there are 41 states that ban texting for drivers, 41 states including DC, Puerto Rico, and Guam. Out of those 41 states, all but 4 have primary enforcement. And basically primary enforcement means that a police officer can stop and ticket a driver for using a handheld cellular device, even if no other traffic offense is taking place. So you could just be driving down the street. I live in Northern Virginia, right outside of the District of Columbia, and in the District of Columbia, it is illegal. It's against the law for you to use your phone and drive without having a hands-free device. So if you're driving through the city and you're talking on your phone, regardless of anything else, you could be going the speed limit, doing everything you're supposed to do, but they will pull you over if you are using your phone up to your ear or like this, and you're not using a Bluetooth or something like that. So in closing, just to wrap up, the biggest cause of automobile accidents is people using their mobile devices, using their cell phones, distracted drivers, and the 3 types of distracted driving: manual, visual, and cognitive senses. Remember, texting slows down your reaction time. Also, young drivers, we see a lot of those, are the ones who are most frequently texting than older drivers, even though I do see a lot of old people texting and driving, which definitely isn't a good thing. And there's also 41 states, including DC, Puerto Rico, and Guam, that ban texting and driving for all drivers, regardless of your age. Things that can be done that they're trying to do to try to curb texting and driving. They're trying to enact texting bans, which we all know won't happen because people are too attached to their phones nowadays. Enforce a handheld cell phone and texting law, which a lot of states do have, but of course people break the law every day. Enact a cell phone and texting ban for novice drivers. And novice drivers, anyone under 19 years of age, which would be good, but you can't be in the phone with your kid, in the car with your kid if they are, by themselves with their friends. You're at home and you want them to have their cell phone just in case something happens. And also they're trying to implement distracted driving communications programs. So there's a lot of information out there, but it is very, very important to all of us. We want to enjoy our lives. We want to have long, useful lives. Please stop texting and driving. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.